The world is like a great empty dream. Why should one toil away one's life? Shade and light are different in every valley. You ask why I make my home on the mountain forest, and I smile, and am silent, and even my soul remains quiet. It lives in the other world which no one owns. The peach trees blossom, the water flows. The living is a passing traveler, the dead, a man come home. Heaven is high, earth wide. Bitter between them flies my sorrow. Beneath the blossoms with a pot of wine, no friends at hand, so I poured alone. I raised my cup to invite the moon, turned to my shadow, and we became three. Since life is but a dream, why toil to no avail? All the birds have flown up and gone, a lonely cloud floats leisurely by. We never tire of looking at each other, only the mountain and I. I am asked why I live in the green mountains. I smile but reply not, for my heart is at rest. The flowing waters carry the image of the peach blossoms far, far away. There is an earth, there is a heaven, unknown to men. The birds have vanished into the sky, and now the last cloud drains away. We sit together, the mountain and me, until only the mountain remains. I bow in reverence to the white cloud. To wash and rinse our souls of their age-old sorrows, we drained 100 jugs of wine. A splendid night it was. In the clear moonlight we were loath to go to bed, but at last drunkenness overtook us, and we laid ourselves down on the empty mountain, the earth for pillow, and the great heaven for coverlet. In a universe animated by the interaction of yin, female, and yang, male, energies, the moon was literally invisible. Indeed, it was the very germ or source of yin, and the sun was its yang counterpart. Forever and forever and forever. You ask me why I dwell in the green mountain. I smile and make no reply, for my heart is free of care. As the peach blossom flows downstream and is gone into the unknown, I have a world apart that is not among men. Growing older, I love only quietness. Who need be concerned with the things of this world? Looking back, what better plan than this, returning to the grove? The paired butterflies are already yellow with August over the grass in the west garden. They hurt me. I grow older. Gently I stir a white feather fan, with open shirt sitting in a green wood. I take off my cap and hang it on a jutting stone. A wind from the pine tree trickles on my bare head. Now let you and me buy wine today. Why say we have not the price? My horse spotted with 5 flowers, my fur coat worth 1,000 pieces of gold, these I will take out, and call my boy to barter them for sweet wine. And with you twain, let me forget the sorrow of 10,000 ages. The autumn air is clear, the autumn moon is bright. Fallen leaves gather and scatter, the jackdaw perches and starts anew. We think of each other, when will we meet? This hour, this night, my feelings are hard. Bears, dragons, tempestuous on mountain and river, startle the forest and make the heights tremble. Clouds darken beneath the darkness of rain, streams pale with a pallor of mist. The gods of thunder and lightning shatter the whole range. Lead by. From the walls of Beatty High in the colored dawn to Jiangling by nightfall is 300 miles, yet monkeys are still calling on both banks behind me to my boat these 10,000 mountains away. In the battlefield men grapple each other and die, the horses of the vanquished utter lamentable cries to heaven, while ravens and kites peck at human entrails, carry them up in their flight, and hang them on the branches of dead trees. From some Homer jade flute sends dark notes drifting, scattering on the spring wind that fills Loyang. Tonight, if we should hear the willow breaking song, who could help but long for the gardens of home? My heart is in a world of water and crystal, my clothes are damp in this time of spring rains. I see shining fish struggling within tight nets, while I hear orioles singing carefree tunes. Even trivial creatures know the difference between freedom and bondage. Sympathy and compassion should be but natural to the human heart. Could I get mansions covering 10,000 miles, I'd house all the poor scholars and make them beam with smiles. Blue is the smoke of war, white the bones of men. A falcon hovers at the edge of the sky. Two gulls drift slowly up the river. Vulnerable while they ride the wind, they coast and glide with ease. Dew is heavy on the grass below, the spider's web is ready. Heaven's ways include the human, among 1,000 sorrows, I stand alone. Oh, from the ancient days always there have been travelers. So why should I grieve? This cream will help one's nature strengthen and grow, the diet gives support in my decline. Though a country be sundered, hills and rivers endure, and spring comes green again to trees and grasses where petals have been shed like tears and lonely birds have sung their grief, after the war fires of 3 months, one message from home is worth a ton of gold. I stroke my white hair. It has grown too thin to hold the hairpins anymore. Beneath the light, the river and hills are beautiful, the spring breeze bears the fragrance of flowers and grass. The mud has thawed, and swallows fly around. On the warm sand, mandarin ducks are sleeping. The bitter pine cone may be eaten, the mist on high give nourishment. The whole world takes to go and getting, my way alone is difficult. The weeping voices rise, straight up and strike the clouds. A passerby at the roadside asks a conscript why, the conscript answers only that drafting happens often. Too much emotion is like none at all. If you wish to feign confusion in order to lure the enemy on, you must first have perfect discipline. If you wish to display timidity in order to entrap the enemy, you must have extreme courage. If you wish to parade your weakness in order to make the enemy overconfident, you must have exceeding strength. Roll rocks down a 10,000-foot mountain, and they cannot be stopped. This is because of the mountain, not the rocks. Get people to fight with the courage to win every time, and the strong and the weak unite. This is because of the momentum, not the individuals. Humaneness and justice are the means by which to govern properly. When government is carried out properly, people feel close to the leadership and think little of dying for it. In general, fire is used to throw enemies into confusion so that you can attack them. If the enemy is the invading party, we can cut his line of communications and occupy the roads by which he will have to return. If we are the invaders, we may direct our attack against the sovereign himself. If I wish to wrest an advantage from the enemy, I must not fix my mind on that alone, but allow for the possibility of the enemy also doing some harm to me. If I wish to extricate myself from a dangerous position, I must consider not only the enemy's ability to injure me, but also my own ability to gain an advantage over the enemy. I'm afraid a boat so small would sink with the weight of all my sorrow. I sense 1,000 strands of sorrow are sewn into an inch of my spirit. Look in the perfumes of flowers and of nature for peace of mind and joy of life. A traveler's thought in the night wander in 1,000 miles of dreams. Oh, day after day we can't help growing older. Year after year spring can't help seeming younger. Come, let's enjoy our wine cup today, nor pity the flowers fallen. To be a stranger in a strange land, whenever one feasts, one thinks of one's brother twice as much as before. There where my brother far away is sending, the dogwood is flowering, and a man is missed. How could sufferings be relieved through purification? To know the path is to get lost at the ford. Indeed, sickness comes from worldly love and poverty begins with the pursuit of greed. Walking on willow tree roads by a river dappled with peach blossoms, I look for spring light, but am everywhere lost. Birds fly up and scatter floating catkins. A ponderous wave of flowers sags the branches. Wang Wei? The autumn hill gathers the remaining light, a flying bird chases after its companion. The green color is bright and brings me into the moment, like a sunset mist that has no fixed place. Round a turn of the Qin fortress winds the Wei River, and yellow mountain foothills enclose the court of China. Past the south gate willows comes the car of many bells on the upper palace garden road, a solid length of blossom. A forbidden city roof holds two phoenixes in cloud. The foliage of spring shelters multitudes from rain, and now, when the heavens are propitious for action, here is our emperor ready, no wasteful wanderer. A new home by a gap in the Meng wall. Of the old trees, a few gnarled willows are left. Those who come in the future, who will they be, grieving in vain for what others had before?